Hey Aries, it's Ashley. How are you? Hopefully you are doing well. This reading is going to be for the week of December 6th. So we're going to look at past, present, and future, see what's been going on with you. And in this past position, I'm going to pull a Moonology card here for you, because last week we had the eclipse. So I kind of wanted to just kind of bring back whatever that eclipse is bringing in for you. Kind of just the overall feel of that particular eclipse for you, Aries. And then we're going to look at present and what's coming in for you. Last week I did not upload. I had family in town and decided kind of last minute to just take the week off for the holiday. So I do feel like I'm probably going to do some kind of bonus reading. I am feeling pretty called to do a twin flame reading. Now, if you're not a twin flame, obviously that's not something that's going to interest you. But I was feeling like, you know, as we're into December, we're kind of getting into that holiday season. It might be kind of nice to, you know, just have a little extra support out there because it can kind of be a stressful time. So, not to mention us having just experienced these eclipses as well. So, let's get into your reading, Aries, and see what's going on for you the week of the 6th. But definitely keep your eyes peeled for some bonus readings. We're going to rock it out this month and see what all we can get out there for each of the signs. So, we have the Two of Swords, the Seven of Wands, and the Six of Wands, the High Priestess, the Six of Pentacles, and the Messenger of Earth, the Seven of Pentacles, Five of Cups, and the Judgment card. Bottom of the deck, we have the Five of Wands. So, a little bit of conflict going on, potentially. I do feel like this past eclipse was pretty intense. And I do feel like we've kind of been in some almost unstable feeling energy as a result of those two eclipses, really. It does look like for you during eclipse time could have been a very almost kind of like, I want to say, wait and see energy. I do feel like you were tapping into a lot of intuition with the cards that are coming up here, or your intuition was getting a lot of strong hits. We have a time to give rather than take. New moon in Virgo energy. And so I do feel like there was kind of like this, perhaps even an intuitive calling of where you were going to put your energy moving forward. You know, kind of like wanting to have the details of what to do next. Like with this Seven of Pentacles here, you know, this is kind of like, is the juice worth the squeeze kind of energy. But you can see in this depiction, he's kind of looking over to the side and there's this little fairy showing up. And it's almost like, what's calling to you? And I do feel like there was kind of this interesting energy of having a lot of intuitive hits, or like third eye kind of activity. Might have been a lot of dreams, might have been a lot of, just gut feelings about stuff. But at the same time, Virgo is very much about, the nitty gritty details. And I don't feel like it was completely clear where to put your energy, right? So it's kind of like, again, this up in the air, wait and see kind of energy. I do feel like that clarity is going to come in here. But let's get some more details on this past position and see kind of what that was about for you, Aries. But I do feel also like there might have been it might have been like your intuition was telling you something, and on a mental level, you were like, no, that can't be true, or that can't be it. Like not wanting to kind of deal with it almost. With the Two of Swords, you have the 10 of Wands. And the 5 of Swords. So definitely some conflict about something coming to an end here. Like not wanting, perhaps, this ending to take place, right? And we'll kind of see what this might have been. Could certainly have been a relationship, a job, any number of things. But I'm also feeling like perhaps you were dealing with someone, whether it was a friend, a relative, a lover, what have you, that was, I almost want to say, a little bit smug about, it's like, you ever had like a friend, I'm seeing someone like, how like you like lick your finger and put a point on the board in the air, like 1 point for me, 0 for you. Kind of a weird visual, but that's what I'm seeing. It's like somebody was almost like keeping track of who was coming out on top here. So again, like this smug kind of smirky energy, kind of bizarre. We'll see what else we get. With the High Priestess, we have the Page of Cups and the King of Cups. Okay. So could certainly have had a love offer, an apology come in here. We have strong water showing up here. Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. With the 7 of Pentacles, we have that 2 of Swords again. And the 8 of Wands. So in some way, I feel like something came to an end here. And I do feel like you're kind of being pushed to move forward here. And I feel like perhaps there's been like waiting for some sort of clarity here. But I think the whole time your intuition has been telling you exactly what you need to do. And I think that perhaps there's like this temptation feeling of perhaps wanting to hang on, hang in there, and wait for perhaps even this communication, perhaps an apology from someone here. But again, like I was saying, I feel like there was like this kind of almost like smug kind of attitude coming from this person. We'll see if this shows up more as we move into the present moment. But I feel like deep down, I feel like what you knew was that it was time to move forward, move on from this. Even if communication started to come in from this person, I think you may have even hoped that they would come forward and apologize or bring in some sort of offer of love to you. But I feel like even if that did happen, it was like your intuition was screaming at you to keep moving forward, to move on. Because it does appear there's definitely some conflict happening in the situation. Alright, let's see what else we get here. In the present moment, we have deep emotions. And it says unknown feelings below it, past life influences. So I almost feel like with this card, someone in this dynamic, now it could be a love situation with that King of Cups coming in. It doesn't have to be a romantic love, but I do feel like this person maybe hides their true feelings about things. Because again, I almost feel like it's a competition or almost like a game. But in that respect, I feel like it's a game because they're trying to protect themselves, and so they like make light of it, if that makes sense. Let's see what we got here. We got the 7 of Wands, the 6 of Pentacles, and the 5 of Cups. So I feel like you are very clear about how you feel. I feel like you probably have a lot of love for this person, but I also feel like it's been a lot. It's been a burden. This has been difficult. It's something that you feel like you've had to really stand your ground about because you want things to be balanced. You want to receive what you put in, right? And I think you've had to really push yourself to kind of get up on this rock and stand up for yourself is kind of what I feel like. Because you do have deep emotions for this person. And I think you also feel, some sadness because something hasn't worked out here. But at the same time, I feel like perhaps you're not completely aware of how deeply this person feels for you. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not also behaving in an immature or toxic manner, right? So let's see what else we get here. And this, I have to say, this reading kind of feels a little bit weird to me. Not because your reading is weird. I feel like I'm getting a lot of channeled messages rather than the cards necessarily speaking for themselves, like to an extreme degree here. The 7 of Wands, we have the 9 of Swords. So I do feel like this has been very difficult and stressful for you. Yeah. And the 7 of Swords. So I feel like you've had a hard time, like I said, standing up for yourself in this way. Because I think a part of you didn't want to let go of this person or this situation, right? You didn't really want to see it end. But it's like your intuition is pushing you to move away from it, and you're clearly not getting out of it what you put into it. But also, I think there's like a fear of walking away. I also feel like there's still some very unclear energy coming from this person, and I think part of that is because they're a little smug, they're a little egoic, but at the same time, I also feel like they're so mentally driven. Like their mental body is very strong, and so that could be confusing to someone that is, especially right here, being so driven by their intuition, right? Because they're very different things. I hope that makes sense. Six of Pentacles. We have the Judgment. So I do feel like this person is maybe going to try and come back in. What were we talking about? Mental body. Could definitely be dealing with an air sign or a water sign here. Or perhaps they have a strong mix of both in their chart. But I'm also feeling like you're really trying to see the past for what it was. Like taking off the rose-colored glasses, you're really trying to look at the facts. So I feel like you're trying to pull yourself more into your mental body and use logic rather than feelings here. Because clearly following your feelings, you got hurt, right? And in this situation, because it's been so hard for you to just like stand your ground and put up the boundaries with this person, perhaps blocking them, perhaps putting an end to this dynamic, I feel like you've tried to step into your more mental body in order to make logical decisions about this. It's like you're spending some time looking back in the past and seeing what actually happened, rather than how it made you feel, right? Like, what are the facts of what happened, and was it balanced? And I think you're finding that no, it wasn't. And so it's like you're trying to put that, almost like put that ammo in your pocket as like a reinforcement for the decisions that you're making, if that makes sense. The Five of Cups. We have the Ten of Cups. And the Knight of Swords. So, I'm going to get one more on that Knight of Swords. I do feel like there's probably an apology here. Yeah. And the Star card. I do feel like someone has regrets here. And I feel like perhaps they might be opening up right as you're shutting down, if that makes sense. Because again, we had that unknown feelings, deep emotions card come up there, and I feel like this person has perhaps been hiding them under a kind of a smug, egoic facade in order to protect themselves, but now they see you walking away, they see you kind of evaluating what's what and being like, yeah, that's not good enough for me. And now they have regrets. Now they want to heal this. Because I think, in a nutshell, on a very heart-based level, the two of you could be, strong friends or strong soulmates of some kind here, right? Again, whether this is a love situation, a friendship situation, what have you. So I do feel like in the present moment, they're coming in to communicate again. If they haven't already done so, I don't feel like they're going to stop here. In the future position, we have Winter. And you can see it's a wolf, and I immediately thought lone wolf, right? It says take care of your needs. So I kind of feel like you're perhaps coming into a little bit of a winter cycle in this dynamic where you're going to pull back and kind of nurse your own wounds. You might go quiet on this person completely. But again, we have Judgment here again. We have the Page of Pentacles, the Six of Wands. This person's not stopping with, wanting to have a victory with you, with trying to come back into your life. So let's get some more here. And even with this Virgo card, I mean, when I think of Virgo, I also think of the Hermit. And so it's interesting how we have kind of like this retracted, pull back, go inward kind of energy showing up here. And I think that your person is picking up on that. Like energetically, they can feel you pulling away. And so now they're like, oh crap, right? With the Six of Wands, we have the Ace of Swords. So some kind of breakthrough, victory coming in here for sure. And the High Priestess. So I think what you're going to find is that intuition, because the High Priestess is coming up again, that intuition that told you this person's going to try and come in and apologize. But you need to do you need to move forward. You're going to find that you were right. Okay? So if you're still sitting in this energy at the time of this reading and you're thinking, okay, I know what my intuition is telling me, but I'm afraid to trust it, here's some validation for that right here. It's already saying you're going to find that you are victorious by following that intuition. With the Page of Pentacles, we have the Hanged Man and the Four of Pentacles. And with Judgment, we have the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Cups. So this could be, let's see, I kind of feel like this person is showing up so far as the King of Cups, the King of Swords, and the King of Pentacles. And what's interesting about it is that I also feel like your energy is showing up as the King of Swords. So it's kind of, I think we only have the King of Wands missing at this point. So I do feel like if this is a love situation for you, and look, we have the Lovers there. I do feel like this could potentially be your Divine Masculine that you've been dealing with, Aries. And what's kind of interesting, that Hermit kind of energy I was talking about, retracting your energy, it's like, it's almost like you're waiting for a message from this person, but you're also guarded against it, right? And I think that is, makes sense because you have a lot of love for this person, but they've also hurt you. There's also been a lot of drama with this person. A lot of, I don't know if it's like full-on sneaky behavior, but kind of like, I feel like you guys operate on two different planes here of, like your most guiding energy, if that makes sense. So like I said, I think this person is typically very logical while you're very intuitive. And I think you're both trying to like switch what side you're on in order to make the best choice here. And so I feel like there's some fears showing up for sure about perhaps an actual genuine offer or apology that you've been waiting for from this person. Now we have Judgment again, King of Pentacles, and the Ace of Cups. So I do still feel like this is the same person coming back in again. But for some of you, with 3 separate kings showing up here, it may just be that you have like everyone from your past that you could imagine showing up, trying to tempt you into a relationship. But more so, I feel like this person is maybe at this juncture in the future position kind of realizing that you're holding back, that you're guarded, that you're shut down to really maybe even communicating with this person. And they're stepping more into a more stable, grounded energy at this point to try to bring forward a new beginning with you in the form of the Ace of Cups. Like a very nurturing, stable energy. But I do feel like this could be somebody that you had a long-term commitment with in the past, or that you've just known for a long period of time. So I do feel like they're coming in for sure here. And I think you're going to realize that your intuition was correct the whole time. So take that as it resonates. I do feel like intuitively you knew you had to move on in order to like get this person. I feel like it was twofold. It was like you had to move on to protect yourself, to heal, to stand up for yourself. But at the same time, I feel like you also knew you had to move forward. And this person had to feel that. So I hope that makes sense. Yeah. What else do I want to say? Is there anything else here? I do feel like with the Judgment showing up a few times here, as well as this past life influence here, I feel like you've probably interacted with this person in several lifetimes. So you may have found that when you met them, it just clicked, right? It was kind of one of those quick connections, perhaps, or there was some sort of magnetism associated with this person. I also kind of feel like your walking away is what kind of made this person realize the connection itself, because they had like an awakening here. So I hope you found that helpful, Aries. There was a lot that came through there. And I will see you in the next one. And like I said, keep your eyes out for bonus readings. I hope you are well and enjoying the beginning of your December. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.